Hi everyone, it's Suzanne here. Thanks for joining me for another Fabricate Friday video. Today's project is what I'm calling the Embellishment Box. Now, if you've seen my craft tour, you saw how tiny my workspace is. So I needed to find a solution to store my embellies. So my embellishments that I use on card projects, I don't have a lot, like I don't have room for that big embellishment turnstile thingamaboober. So I keep some of my embellies in here. Mostly I needed a space for all of my new enamel shapes, to which I have all the families, so that I can quickly pull it out and put it back in. And it's protected from, you know, my cats. Really, that's all I need to protect from. And sometimes I'll hang on, you know, like the little bits and oh, look, one of my cats has already been chewing on that. How lovely. So this is the reason why I need to have a lid. I used to have, you know, it open, and I know that some people put their embellies in these clear plastic pockets, but really this looks much prettier on my desk than this, and I don't have very many of these. Anyway, so I'm going to show you how to make it. So I needed to take a 12 by 12 and cut it down so that I could get a 10 by 10 3/4 inch piece. So I'm going to do the short side first at 2.5 and at 7.5, and then on the long side, the 10 3/4, we're going 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. And of course, you don't have to write anything down. I will have a direct link in the description bar below to this project's blog post, along with all the information you'll need if you want to recreate it. So I'm just going to reinforce the score lines with my bone folder. And in case you're interested in any of the supplies that I'm using today, or any day really, you will find them in the description bar below, with links to the online store so you can get them for yourself. So the color I'm using is one of my favorites. It is Sahara Sand. So it's the very soft neutral tone. And I don't know if I mentioned this. This was for Fruit Stand, and this is one of my favorite colors too. Everything is my favorite color. Peekaboo Peach. Okay. So let's see. This is what you should have. 4 equal pieces, and then a front lid. So this is going to be the front, the bottom, the back, and the lid. And I'm going to put my designer series paper on first because it's easier. So I need 3 pieces of 4 3/4 by 2 1/4. So this is going to be the front. This is also one of my favorite pattern papers. It's called Blooms and Bliss. It's beautiful. So that's our front. So this is the bottom. So this is the back. And this is the lid. So 3 equal sizes, which is nice. Equality, it's great. Sometimes. And then for the front, or sorry, the sides, which is right here, we're going to need 2 pieces of 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. So again, very simple measurements. The idea for this came from a tea box, by the way. Okay, so now that you can see where the paper is, you can kind of figure out what I'm going to do. As usual, we are just going to cut up the sides. So cut up here, here, I haven't worked with a 12 by 12 piece of paper in a while, so it's because last year I went on a kick about I wanted to make all my boxes as big as can be. So I was trying to make gigantic boxes. We all go through stages though, right? Okay. So we've cut that. So let's see. This is going to be the inside wedge between the inside or the front and the middle. So basically I'm going to lop off a little bit and wedge out here. There and there. And then I'm going to do the same with this one, just not as big. A little wedge. And then I'm going to turn around and do the same thing. So a little wedge here. A little wedge here. And then lop this off in maybe half, maybe. It's not gonna, you're not gonna see it, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. I'll let you look. So this is what you should have. Oops. So since this is the front, we're going to put adhesive on all, just making a square basically, a square of adhesive. And then, so adhesive here on these flaps, they're going to be attached to the front. And then I'm going to flip over and a little bit of adhesive on the ends. So here we go. I'm hoping you'll be able to see this in the camera. There we go. So you can see that that tab is in there. So now comes the back piece, and put that together. So that's lovely. And now you can see we have, you know, a perfect, the front piece wraps around everything and it's nice and even from the sides and from the front, and that's the reason why we sort of wedge out here. So then we're going to put adhesive along this little big, or this big strip here, and try to get as, you know, try not to leave any piece unglued. Okay, so I've shown you this before. We just sort of put the box kind of together first, put the sides down nice and gentle here, and then just kind of coax that lid around. All right, and then I'm going to take my big scissors, and you can see where the tip of my scissor is. So I'm going to take this in one fell swoop so that it's a nice even cut. I'll do it on the other side too. And that's why you want to make sure that there's glue all along. There we go. So, last one. There we go. And let's see here. I want, because there's Island Indigo in here, so I'm going to go to my Regals. I'm going to find my Island Indigo, which is right here. Oh, see how easy that system is? I think I'm going to use a big one in the center, and I believe this is 5 inches wide, so we're looking at 2.5, which is right there. And then I'll take the smaller one. I always find with these embellishments, you sort of have to peel it off and then lift. I don't know why. It's easier. So I sort of just bend the acetate back and then lift. Cute. And the reason why I wanted to do it in this fashion, I have a washi tape one as well. So I can be all matchy-matchy. So they're different but the same, right? So now, you know, I'm going to have beautiful embellishment box and a washi tape box, and they're going to sit right in front of me. So thank you so much for joining me, and any questions or whatever, just comment below. I love the comments. Thanks so much. I answer everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On the screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. To see a picture gallery of all my projects, stop by my blog. Thanks again for watching.